Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their new comics, books, novels, and video games, but let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows and movies that are currently in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm. That's really going to embrace a lot of Star Wars Legends material, making its way into the official Disney canon. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new universe is that we have, of course, people out there like Favreau, Filoni, and others like Peyton Reed coming back on board to really propel Star Wars in a better path. And we already know that everything ranging from Tales of the Jedi to the Bad Batch 2 to Mando 3 and 4 and even Ahsoka are really going to be the very beginning of the golden age of Star Wars. It's all going to be 100% controlled by Favreau and Filoni. Now that brings us to exactly what's been going on with, of course, all of the new Star Wars lore, and exactly the Legends material that's going to be made canon by Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, one thing is for certain is that a lot of fans have been very much in tune with what Jon and Dave are currently crafting. As Jon Favreau told us a couple of weeks ago, that their main goal is to essentially satisfy the hardcore fans, and to really kind of make everything familiar with the casual fans that the hardcore fans are so passionate about. That's basically their plan to really expand all of the embedded material from Star Wars Legends. And that brings us to where we are right now and what big plans are on the horizon for Disney and Lucasfilm, not when it just comes to Star Wars TV shows, but also new Star Wars movies. Now specifically, of course, with Disney executives now actively developing new Star Wars stories with Favreau and Filoni, they are also preparing to bring in fan-favorite aspects of Star Wars Legends that will make its way into movies and TV shows for Disney+. Now, it's described that one of the biggest additions to Star Wars is currently in the works at Lucasfilm by including actor Keanu Reeves, not just for a new Star Wars trilogy dubbed the Fourth Trilogy that will focus on the Old Republic, but also as a cameo in a planned Old Republic anthology show. Further, it's described that Lucasfilm and other creatives have finally chosen who Keanu Reeves will be cast as in future Star Wars canon, and he will be cast as no other than Emperor Vitiate, also known as Darth Vitiate or Tenebrae. Now, this is described to have been a decision made by both Favreau and Filoni as they wanted to cast Keanu Reeves as the new big bad on a whole new level that would be on the same level, if not more, than Palpatine set during the Old Republic era. Now, let me just pause here quickly for a second. I don't know about you guys, but I think that this is excellent casting of what they're doing right now behind the scenes with Keanu Reeves and the future Star Wars movies of the Old Republic and the one anthology show as a cameo. Now, I don't know if you guys really know anything about Emperor Vitiate. We're going to tap into all the details about this character in Legends in a second. But this character, I promise you, if you guys know about the lore, he really is right up there with Palpatine, maybe even all the more better in different ways and aspects. I'll tap into that too. Now, I really got to give a lot of credit to Favreau and Filoni because making Keanu the big bad, I think, makes a lot of sense. Honestly, Keanu Reeves getting cast kind of reminds me of Christian Bale getting cast in Thor: Love and Thunder. It's one of those actors that you would never expect to jump into a specific universe to become one of the primary villains, right? But in this scenario, Keanu Reeves is pretty much in everything. I mean, he is in so much stuff right now, it's just off the charts. He's working on John Wick 5, he's currently in the talks to go into the MCU, he's also in a lot of animated material. I mean, the list goes on and on. Keanu is popping up everywhere, kind of like how Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is everywhere as well. So that brings us to the next thing here that's really all the more intriguing about the new Star Wars universe and exactly what's happening with the Old Republic era. Now, for those of you that don't know Vitiate, anything at all about Darth Vitiate, it's a very, in-depth character that spans thousands of years. Thousands of years, alright? And it is a very detailed character that we're going to tap into. But anyways, moving on from all of that, Vitiate is described to be a big part of the planned Old Republic trilogy and as a cameo for the planned Old Republic anthology series for the Star Wars franchise. Now, it's described that there will be some minor changes to Vitiate's design to match it with Keanu Reeves' facial structure and his height, and even as far as the costume goes in the upcoming canon. Favreau and Filoni are said to be handling the Old Republic anthology series, while other writers will take care of the trilogy of movies that will be announced around holiday of 2023. This new addition to Star Wars is described to tell the tales of how Vitiate is a character that jumps from body to body, host to host, using the essence transfer technique, and has been around for many eras of the Star Wars universe. Now, Vitiate was born roughly 5,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. Favreau and Filoni are planning to make Vitiate more villainous than ever, and even more so than Palpatine in the Old Republic canon and lore, and Reeves has been in the talks about all of this already with John and Dave, remotely speaking. Now, for those of you that don't know about Darth Vitiate, he's also simply known as Tenebrae, alright? Now, he was born in 5113 BBY, alright, to be very specific there. He was the illegitimate Sith son of Lord Dramath in the old Sith Empire. Now, Tenebrae carved a path of destruction across the planet Medius, torturing and massacring thousands by the age of 10. So that just goes to show you how ruthless this character really is. Just by the age of 10 years old, he was doing some pretty, insane things that really outmatches Palpatine. Now, the thing about this too is that not a lot of fans know about Darth Vitiate, or simply Emperor Vitiate, or Tenebrae. This character goes from host to host, body to body, to survive multiple years. This is basically what Palpatine was set out to do, but failed. However, Vitiate was the one big character in Legends, that really was able to accomplish that task to immortality. Now, the great thing about Keanu Reeves is that if you look at Keanu Reeves and if you look at Darth Vitiate, you can see a minor resemblance there. I mean, they're going to have to do some things, obviously. Keanu's going to have to cut his hair, probably. They're going to have to probably make him all grayed out, and then he'll look exactly like Vitiate. I mean, I think he can really master this role if he's able to do the mannerisms and kind of, really express that pure evil side of Darth Vitiate. Now, the Old Republic, I've always said this before in the past, it always reminded me of the medieval times with a mixture of the Roman Empire, kind of something like that. It really has that similarity to it all, and this really is a very big deal. Now, when you look at the Old Republic 2, given that Keanu Reeves is going to be very much involved in both the MCU eventually, because he's in the talks for that too, and now the Star Wars universe, Keanu is really just becoming embedded in almost every single franchise out there. I mean, slowly and progressively, kind of like how Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is almost popping up everywhere as well. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.